and welcome back to the vlog. This week I am heading back to my favourite place, Amsterdam. I've arrived in Brussels and I have got a couple of hours until my Amsterdam train. I'm going to party tonight, so I need to sort out my face, my hair and my nails on the next train. Amsterdam. Still pretty though. This week was a very chill week and we spent most of it just shopping for stuff in the house. Furniture shop, it's open. Very open. Not very good at combination. Then when we were home that evening, we decided to create a little light display. Last year we created a Christmassy one and we thought this year we would create a new one, and we have even created a little video that I will pop on my TikTok as to how to make them. Very simple, but in case you wanted some inspiration, head over to my TikTok, which I will probably put in the bio. But anyway, we had a lovely time just kind of creating this little decoration for the festive season. Last year ours was so much more Christmassy. This year it was quite colourful, as you'll see, and then we created another one for my partner's parents as well, which was nice. That's really nice. And this is all of them. The one from last year, the more Christmassy one, and then the two new ones that we made this year. We're really happy with them. And then also some random little ones in the back. Jumped to Wednesday evening and we headed out to Museum Plein in the evening because apparently there was a free salsa night. We also saw this lovely tree on the way. So we went out salsa, but there was no salsa. It was just a run club, which looked quite fun. Now we're heading back home. Be in it. Came home and played video games instead. Also, a friend of mine voiceovers for this, which is why I thought it was cool to add it into the video. After a lovely, relaxing, homely few days in Amsterdam, we headed back to the UK. We went to dinner first and then out to a cheese and wine night that my friend was hosting as an early couples Christmas celebration. Hello, I'm just adding a little video for context here. Basically, the Airbnb that we'd gone to in London wasn't great. It was very dirty and completely unhygienic. I stay in a lot of Airbnbs and I'm not that fussy. I have to get quite cheap ones because I do it quite a lot. But this one was particularly bad and we did leave early, which forced us out of the house. I think we probably would have slept in longer if it wasn't for having to check out. But anyway, we checked out. Also, as we all know, my suitcase wheel is hanging on its last wheel. And so there was a TK Maxx around the corner from the Airbnb that we were in. And we went and picked out a new suitcase. To get a new case, which was great because you'll see in a moment I actually needed two. That's a whole other thing. Also, as we were coming out of the Airbnb, basically we didn't have the best luck on Friday. The flight was delayed by 3 hours, and when we got to the Airbnb, obviously it wasn't great. But then Saturday really changed, and yeah, the first thing, we obviously checked out the Airbnb. When we went outside, there was this like gallery studio place, and we crossed the road and asked somebody about it, and we got chatting to them, and they were basically this musician and gave us their Spotify and stuff, and the music was really cool, and I was like, okay, that was a nice interaction. Then we got a new case, then we checked into our travel lodge because we were like, we can trust that, we know what we're gonna get, so we checked into a travel lodge. And then I don't really know if I'm saying my partner's name. Anyway, my partner, he only likes Richmond in London. So we decided to go for a walk in Richmond. But as we were going down, we then saw people in rugby outfits. And we're like, oh, the rugby is on. Anyway, I'll jump in a bit later and explain further what happened, but basically it was the start of a very crazy day. Oh. So yeah, I am back. Basically, had a lovely morning in Richmond, had a nice walk, went by the river. There was this lovely jazz musician, and it was just very English country. Lovely, beautiful day. But it turns out my cousins were actually around to watch the game in Twickenham, and I haven't seen them in years. So we arranged to meet up. Turns out both of my cousins were there. Also met my new cousin's baby. No, my cousin's new baby. And then we were like, let's just try our luck at getting tickets. We went to the ticket office, and as we were walking up to the ticket office, some guys were like, oh, are you coming to collect tickets? And we said, no, we're actually coming to see if we can buy some. And they were like, well, we have 2 free tickets. Basically, their family members didn't join them. Would we like them? And we were like, yes, please. We also had an issue that we had rucksacks with us because we hadn't planned on going to this game. And apparently you can't take them into the stadium. Fair enough. But because it was like 10 minutes to the game, the 2 that had tickets were like, oh, we're going to go in. We'll send them to you and hopefully we'll see you in there. So we stored our bags in baggage. It was taking a while. My phone was on like 5% battery. Luckily, one of the security guards gave me their power bank to give my phone a boost, which was, amazing. And anyway, the text came through, downloaded the app, and there we were. We had our tickets and the bags were in storage, and we went and joined them. And it was, yeah, I mean, we got the drinks in. Also, one of my other friends was there, so I saw her in half time. Then we went for a drink with my cousins at the end. We actually saw these girls who gave me a recommendation where to go after the game. But because my phone died, I couldn't reply to them. But ended up seeing them on the tube home to apologise for not replying to them. And then we got back to our travel lodge, and it was honestly like, how has this day happened? We just watched England play rugby for free, pretty much. And yeah, it was just one of those wild days. Now empty case. Pick up stuff from my friend's house. Yesterday was wild. So I mentioned before that I needed 2 cases. Basically, my plan was to move everything from the case with the bad wheel into the new case, get rid of the old case. However, turns out I had too much stuff. I'd left some stuff at a friend's house and needed to collect that. So I took the empty case and filled the bags that I'd left at hers into the case and then came home with them, which is why the new case was useful. But then when I got all that stuff home, I actually needed 2 cases because I had that much stuff. So thank goodness I had the new case. Anyway, that's that part of the story. After I got my stuff over, sorted the cases, we then went out for a Sunday roast, which was gorgeous, and a walk in Columbia Road Flower Market and Broadway Market, which was also a really lovely Sunday thing to do. We then found this cute coffee shop, had a little drink, had a little bit more of a wander, and to be honest, I was flagging. It's been quite the week, and on Monday morning I start rehearsals for my Christmas job, and there's me trying to look candid but totally not being. So this is where I'm going to leave you because next week I start my Christmas job. So thank you for joining me briefly on a week between contracts, and I will see you next week. For anyone who wants a post-credit scene, here is a trailer of a new film I'm in that's come out on YouTube.
We are gathered here today to remember the life of Michael Green. A loving father, beloved member of this community.
No flowers, no hearse, no wake. She's cut out everyone who knew him best. It's what Dad would want. Your Dad will be watching over you today.